What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the build that I've been crutching in things like survival and trials. Now, to be quite honest, I am a slightly above average PvP player. I am not overly skilled. I have to rely on builds and cheese to win a lot of my games. Early in the season, I was playing quick play and matched against a team that was absolutely going for it. It was like the gold medal game of the quick play Olympics. One Stompy Hunter was abusing Dead Messenger in a multi-mac and absolutely destroying me. It was quite frustrating in all honesty. So fast forward a couple weeks, I decided to try and solo queue my way to a 4-game win streak in comp. I slapped on Dead Messenger in a multi-mac, and to my surprise, I started top fragging and winning games. I got the 4-win streak and gilded my Unbroken Seal. Then this past weekend rolled around, and my buddy wanted to run some trials. I slapped on DMT and a shoddy and gave it my best effort. We did fairly well, but we weren't going flawless. We were dropping a few games here and there. We duo queued and played a game with a decent player and squatted up with him, and then proceeded to get 2 flawless runs that night and a few wins after 7. Now, my teammates were both quite good, but going flawless back to back in the demon hours is not something any of us were accustomed to. Hell, I got my 2 carries done with those boys and was able to gild my flawless seal, which is something I never thought I would do. Again, I am a fairly casual PvP player. I used to play a lot, but for the past 3 years or so, I have really drifted to the PvE side of the game. Also, I don't really think that's a coincidence because Bungie seems to be directing all their efforts towards PvE and severely neglecting PvP, but that's a topic for a completely different video. What I wanted to talk to you about was my build, and break down why it is so good, especially in trials. The loadout itself is great in 1v1s, so it really shines in game modes like Rumble, but I will go over the build that I use and what makes it especially strong in trials. So first, let's look at the loadout. I use the Dead Messenger with a quick draw multi-mac. Now, I play on M&K, but I imagine this combo would be pretty deadly on controller as well. GL quick swapping is not a new trend, but Dead Messenger is the most forgiving GL ever. It basically aims for you. The wave this thing casts will get you kills you have no business getting. I have hit people that were around the corners and behind cover. I have shot at areas where I couldn't even see them, and from areas where they couldn't even see me and still gotten kills. I mean, this weapon is just silly. It hits for 130 damage, and then you just swap to your SMG to get the cleanup. It is a super easy playstyle. However, there is one very simple counter to this, and that is aerial players. If you are playing a team that likes to jump around, you are definitely going to struggle, so just be wary of that. Dead Messenger is awesome for hitting multiple opponents at once as well, so if you and another teammate are running this, you could potentially tag the same player or multiple players and get some easy kills. It's actually a very good team shotting weapon if you are good with it. It has better range than fusion rifles, but it cannot one-hit opponents. And if you run out of ammo in a trials match, you may be kind of hurting just running around with an SMG, so you have to stay out of the lanes and try and bait the enemies in. But you won't be able to team shoot with your teammates much if you can't prime them with the Dead Messenger first. So now that I've kind of detailed the weapon loadout, let's go over the build for trials. Everyone knows that Axion bolts are a giant headache these days. They hit for over half your health and will track you relentlessly. They are extremely annoying. Well, because of the damage they do, you can whip a grenade at the enemy team and then follow up with a Dead Messenger shot. If both of them land, you have yourself an easy first pick. It's a pretty nasty wombo combo. For aspects, I run Child of the Old Gods and Chaos Accelerant to charge up my Axions. I also pair them with Controverse Hold so that I get grenade energy back on hit. And of course, I run 100 Discipline for a fast grenade cooldown. I also run 100 Recovery for a quick Rift cooldown, and we have 2 Bomber mods on our Bond to give us grenade energy back whenever we cast the Rift. And when we cast the Rift, we get our Void Soul from Child of the Old Gods. This can be sent out at the enemy team and be a huge distraction. It will slowly suck their health away and mess with the enemy. It can be shot down, but much like stasis turrets, that is time they are focusing on your Void Soul, giving you a chance to rush in while they are distracted. I also run Echo of Undermining to allow my Axion bolts to debuff the enemy, making them easier for me and my team to clean up. The Void Soul will also cause them to be debuffed, so you can see why this is super strong in trials. You can debuff the enemy and force them to run around constantly by whipping grenades at them. If your teammates are all firing grenades, then you could also get some easy picks right off the bat if 2 of your Axions tag the same player. Again, I am not the best player. I will use cheese to get a dub. I don't care. If it is in the game, it is fair game. For the rest of my loadout, I have Echo of Dilation to give me enhanced radar when crouched. This is also very nice in trials, and it gives me a plus 10 bump in my mobility and intellect stat. And then I run Echo of Remnants to allow our Axion bolts to have increased tracking. This will make your little void grenade track enemies for what feels like forever. It's hella annoying. On the gloves, I mentioned we have Counterverse Hold for even more grenades, and then we have loader mods for the GL and SMG. On the helmet, we have Taking Charge and SMG targeting. On the chest piece, High Energy Fire and Unflinching SMG. On the legs, we have Radiant Light paired with Innervation to give us plus 20 to our strength, as well as allow us to get Charged with Light when our teammates cast a super. And we have a GL Scavenger on for more ammo when we pick up a brick. And lastly, on the Bond, as I mentioned, we have Double Bomber for grenade energy when we cast a Rift. Now, obviously my setup is about as optimized as it can be for what I'm trying to do. This whole build is about applying chip damage. Damage from the Axions, from Child of the Old Gods, from the range melee, from Dead Messenger. And I have fast cooldowns on the Old Gods and the grenades. In all honesty, I have a grenade ready for the start of most rounds. It's pretty busted. So I just wanted to bring some light first and foremost to how good Dead Messenger is in PvP. If you are up against a fusion rifle user, this is honestly a very good counter. Most people are crutching Firmly Planted on their fusions, and even though it got nerfed, I suspect they still will be. So they will have their ass on the grass trying to map you. So Dead Messenger will have no problem hitting them. It can hit at deep ranges too if you are accurate with it, so then you just need a little bit of SMG damage to finish them off. It is also great for peek shooting. So you can quickly peek the corner and shoot, and then get back to cover, and they cannot charge their fusion in time if you play it right. But like I mentioned earlier, bouncy shotgun hunters or floating top tree Dawn players will definitely give you a problem, so just be wary. But that is going to do it for the video. I'm curious, have you tried this combination yet? If so, do you find it extremely powerful? And if not, has this video made you want to try it? Or do you think I'm a meta-abusing scumbag? Let me know. Also, let me know what other silly but strong off-meta builds that you have. I am always trying to come up with fun but effective builds to use in PvP. I never main a loadout for too long. I'm always experimenting and mixing things up. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing for more content like this. I make all kinds of different Destiny videos on whatever I find interesting or helpful. And if you made it this far, then I thank you so much for watching. Take care.
Where is he? Oh, he's on me? Okay, they're all there.
Are they? Good.
Fucking rotate around.
Got one with the cheesiest kill ever. Old Gods on him.
1 minute left, my friend.
Holy.
Nice. Good shit, dude.
They're outside.
2.
Oh my god.
Is. Oh, he warped. That was a long melee range.
Your enemies attack. Only one enemy is left.
Yeah, see?
1 minute
Just
left.
play at the res. Go. Nice.